Hey there, Fletcher from All Things Overlanding here, and today I'm going to be talking about a new set of ditch lights that I picked up from a company called CoLight. I currently have some really nice Novesight ditch lights. The only thing is I don't get as much light output as I would like. So if you want to learn more about the CoLight ditch lights, how much they cost, what comes in the box, how to install them, and the light output, stay tuned.
Where it came from, but you got it, my got it. It began in the land of the sandstorm. I fought it, though I wanted everything to do with what you give to me. Loosening my grip.
Alright, so let's start with what comes in the box. So, of course, you get two ditch lights. So this box here is basically the exact same as this one. But you get these really nice ditch lights, and the price on these things is really nice. These are about a $40 set of lights. So again, if these have a halfway decent light output and don't get permeated by water, I'm going to be super happy with them. What I really like is that it comes with Deutsch connectors. My existing Novesight lights also use these same connectors, so I'm 99% sure that I can just unplug the old ones, mount these up, and plug these straight in without having to rewire anything. If you haven't wired them though before, you also get a really nice wiring kit, which comes pre-wired. It's got an on-off switch. It's got the matching Deutsch connectors at the end here so that you can easily plug and play these lights, and then it comes with a ton of cord. So really, really nice. If you need this, you've got it. I'm going to save this because I can use it on another project. And since mine are already wired, again, I'm 99% sure that I can just plug and play these lights into my existing cords. So I'm going to save these for another day, but you do get that with the lights, which is really, really nice. So then in addition to the ditch light itself, you're also going to get a bracket and all the hardware that you need to install it, plus an Allen wrench that you can use to tighten it down on the light. And then in addition to that, I also got a couple of stickers, some white and some black ones. So that's pretty cool too. If you want to wrap them, put it on your windows, on your fridge, whatever you want to do, you got some stickers. Now another thing that I want to point out is this thing came really well packaged. So taped all around, pretty much basically waterproof. And then they used a ton of foam in there to make these boxes fit really pretty and nice. So the packaging is really, really nice and protected these lights on the way here, and they came completely undamaged and in great shape. So just one thing to point out, sometimes these things ship cheap and you don't get them in good shape, but so it's nice that, you know, they put a lot of thought and care into packaging this thing up and doing the work to make sure that they get to you safely. All right, so first of all, I'm going to uninstall my old Novesight lights. So again, nothing wrong with the Novesights except for light output. All right, guys, so I just got it installed on the Nightlight brackets. It fits like a glove, and I just hooked it up to the existing Novesight plug, and again, just a standard 2-prong Deutsch connector. So hooks right up. I don't have to rerun switches. I don't have to rerun power. I literally just have to remount this to the hood where I want it, and I'm good to go. I'm going to show you kind of the light output here. You can see it's very, very bright. I mean, if you compare them apples to apples, the Novesights have 4 LEDs, whereas the CoLights have 4 on the outsides and then 1 on this sort of lens in the middle there. So that's kind of nice. So I'm definitely excited to see tonight. I'm going to take them both out, and I'm going to basically show you side by side the difference in light output between the CoLight and the Novesight. So then here's the Novesights. Now granted, these are with a yellow lens that has been through hell and back because I've driven this thing 10,000 miles since I installed them through Wyoming and everything. But even with the white, you can see it's plenty bright, but I do think that the CoLights are going to be a lot brighter. Now the brackets are slightly different, so I did have to swap over to the CoLight brackets, which wasn't a big deal. But again, these Nightlight mounting brackets are universal, so you can pretty much drop anything in here that you want to, and it just mounts via the bolts that came with it, and then the bracket that came with it, and then this will pinch down on the hood of the truck, and you put in these set screws on the bottom here, and then that's what holds it in place. I did do a video on this before, so if you want to see the full install when I did my Novesight lights, click on the card up here, and you can go see that full install of all the details of how I did it. All right, so just to kind of give you a little bit of a close-up of the assembly here. Again, I'll put a link to these lights and also these brackets in the description down below. The brackets are universal, so you can use them on whatever kind of car you want. And basically the way that they work is they've got this rubber pad on here, and then this little 3 set screws on the bottom there, and a little pinch plate. So this goes actually up inside of here. These 2 sort of pins go down through these holes, and then what that does is it actually allows this to push up with all 3 of these set screws. It pushes up and puts equal pressure and spreads that pressure across the bottom of your hood so that it doesn't crack your paint or do anything like that, hurt it. And then you're basically just going to sandwich your hood between that pressure plate in there and the rubber topper. So the rubber topper protects the top of your hood, this pressure plate protects the bottom of your hood, and then you cinch it up. You just turn these set screws on the bottom, and then that attaches that bracket to your hood. Then what you do is, I took the hardware that came with this, which there is one big bolt and a washer and a lock washer and then a nut. Put those on there, tighten that down. It's a 14 mil, so if that helps you, it's a 14 millimeter bolt, and then it's got sort of locking welded on pieces up there at the top that hold the top of the bolt head, so that all you have to do is tighten this bottom down until it's nice and tight. So this is the front of the bracket, so I basically put my bracket backwards so that it allows for room for the light to sit in there and then the wire to come out of the back. So then when you set your light in here, you've got these holes on the side. Again, this is very basic, I understand, but if you've never done these lights before, I'm just trying to give you as much info as possible. And you're going to line up your holes in the side. So like right there, you got a hole that lines up with the hole in your bracket. You're going to take the smaller bolts. There's two smaller bolts that come with it. You're going to put a washer on, and then you're going to put a lock washer on there. And then you're going to take that and you're just going to screw it right into the side of your light. It's threaded in there, so just get it started finger tight. And then it comes with a provided Allen wrench that you use to tighten it down. So again, bolt, washer, lock washer. Once that's started, take the provided Allen wrench, and you're just going to tighten it down. Now, the thing about these, the reason that you have these in the first place is because then you can adjust your height, right? So you don't want to tighten it down super tight until they're on the truck. So I'm just going to get them down there plenty tight to where they're not very tight and I can still adjust them. And then I'll do a final tightening on them once I get them on the truck and kind of get them aligned the way I want. Then once you go out and you kind of test the light pattern, or you can test them like on your garage door. If they're too high or too low, again, just loosen them up a little bit, adjust them where you want, up and down, right? This allows you for flexibility. Get it right where you want it, and then tighten it down as tight as you can. So now that that's all put together, we're going to go put it on the hood just like the other side. We're going to plug it in using the Deutsch connector. Again, it comes with everything that you need for this, positive and negative to your battery. Connect the Deutsch connectors from the wiring kit to each light, and then run through your firewall, or however, depending on what vehicle you've got, however you can get wires into your cabin to wire up the switch, and then you can wire up the switch and you're good to go. All right, guys, so they are wired up, and again, I'm going to wait a couple hours for it to get dark. I'm going to take it out, and then I'm going to plug in one of the Novasight lights. I'm going to kind of show you a side-by-side. But as you can see, they're both wired up, they're working great, and I'm excited to test them out. So let's see how they do. All right, so I'm just in kind of like a gravel lot near my house, and these are just headlights, right? So these are regular headlights. These are high beams added on top. Now here are the CoLight lights. So now they're ditch lights, right? So they are aimed off to the side. So off. I mean, these things are bright.
We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust.
All right, guys, so there you have it. I mean, for a $40 pair of lights, I'm impressed. Those things are great for ditch lights. Like, they light up a ton of space. They've got a good pattern. They light a lot to the side of the truck, which I really like. Anyways, I hope that was helpful for you. I hope that showed you some information on the lights, kind of gave you a good idea of how bright they were, how easy they are to wire up. If you have any questions or anything, of course, post up in the comments down below. If you've used these lights or you have any opinions on the lights, I'd love to hear from you too in the comments. Click that like button if you got value out of the video. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure to click that subscribe button. It helps a ton, and you'll get a ton of great content like this. I put out a couple videos every week. Also in the description below will be links to all my social channels, so check those out. Wherever you want to come hang out, I'd love to have you. There's also a link to my website where I've got funny camping and overlanding themed patches and stickers, so if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely check that out as well. And then last but not least, there's a link to my Patreon page where we've got a 24/7 Discord. We all kind of chat about our rigs and gear and questions and things like that, and it's awesome. And then there's also the Newbie Overlanders Facebook group. So if you want to join a group and learn about overlanding where you're not going to get bullied and it's not going to be like those big groups, that might be a good place to start. So again, thanks for watching. Post up any questions in the comments down below, and see you next time.